taking a healing walk. Just a little walk. I'm gonna beat myself up about it. I made blueberry muffins this morning, and I did 2 art gallery videos. Okay, so then Casper got sick apparently in his cage. His cage is open. Basically, we just have it there for when he goes to sleep. But anyhow, he got sick all over his blankets, so I had to wash out his cage. And his blankets had to be washed, so Devin took them, put them in the new washer. Anyway, how's everybody doing? Okay. I do want to say something. I don't know if I'll put it in the thumbnail or not, but if anybody who has the time, I guess, to watch different YouTube videos, even when I'm busy, I try to keep up with everything. 1 second. I forgot to bring my glasses. They're in the car. I thought it wouldn't be so bright out. Anyhow, now I can see. Before I couldn't see, my eyes were totally closed from the sun. Anyhow, so what you might see that's going on is quite a few things. One thing that I wanted to say is there's a whole bunch of haters that talk to Brandy Neal behind the scenes. They recorded her. I think it was Twitter, they said. Anyway, I heard the recordings. And it had something to do, you can go to other channels and hear the recordings for yourself. I don't do that because I am not technological, nor do I have the time. But, oh, by the way, Terry, thank you so much. I went to the post office finally. And thank you so much for your payment. And your stuff will be in the mail by tomorrow. Okay? I have it all set aside, but I was just waiting. That's how I run it. I run my business. So I was waiting for the check, and the check came in. And I'm just so sorry that it couldn't go to the post office earlier. So anyhow, that aside, namaste. Anybody who wants to look at my artwork, just take a art gallery chakra walk. That tree looks cool back there. Could just watch my 2 videos that I just put up this morning or early this afternoon, titled Art Gallery. If you have any questions about prices or chakras, I will answer. You know that. Okay, anyhow. So, the thing about Brandy Neal, Michael Joseph Vaughn's mother, I guess she befriended some people in a support group, because you think that when you join a support group, people are going to be good to you and kind to you and helpful. Instead, they tape recorded her when she wasn't aware she was being taped, and they threw it up all over the internet. Yeah, that's a scumbucket thing to do, especially since Brandy Neal has been breaking her ass to find her baby boy all these months. As compared to the greatest mother in the world, Candace Bly Wells, who hasn't gotten off her chair to go look for her daughter. Okay? So what I want to say is, those people that taped Brandy, it's just stupid stuff. Yeah, it was something to do with her husband. Everybody's a suspect when a child goes missing. And so she was saying something about, they better not arrest her husband. And you know what it is? Her husband's been very quiet, which lots of people are. not everybody is gonna be out there. It would be better, I'm just gonna be real with you, it would be better if he did make a statement or two or three in support of his wife. But the cops have said, and other people like Chris McDonough who have interviewed her have said that he's right there with her. He just prefers not to be on the camera. He prefers not to speak. He does feel guilty. He does feel like it was on my watch. I was supposed to watch my son, and I didn't. And you know, he got lost on my watch. So imagine the guilt and the shame that you feel with that, and the guilt and the shame that Brandy feels ordinarily. You don't need somebody else to put things on top of that guilt and shame. So those scumbuckets that taped her and threw it up all over the internet, I hope they get that back. And I'm sure they will. They'll get it back twofold, threefold, a millionfold. Anyhow, so that was one thing I wanted to talk about. It's depressing. I was trying to tap into Michael since last night. Actually, a couple of days before that, I was discussing it with my psychic sister, Ruby. Yeah, so I wanted to do the dowsing rods, and I was actually going to do the dowsing rods not on the air. I was going to do it off the air first. And just like a couple of cards and just like meditation tapping. It didn't happen today. I have been asking my spirit guides to give me a message. I'm not ready to talk about that message. So just know that I'm on it. Okay, this is my first day of my vacation. All right, I made blueberry muffins. I did 2 videos. Last night I did 3 videos about the Ukraine, and I think that's pretty good. All right, so anyhow, oh, and I made dinner. I made what is that called? Tortellini. They're like little raviolis, tortellini, and we haven't been having much vegetables, so I mixed in 2 bags of asparagus, string beans, carrots, and they were a little bit spicy. So, of course, Devin, that wasn't good with Devin because he gets GERD. Anyhow, the other thing I wanted to talk about is, and probably only people that will see this are the ones that really just watch my channel, because I don't know if I'm going to put anything about Brandy in the title, or Candace, because I might put Candace in there. Anyway, I want people to go to Benny's channel, not because I'm trying to torture you, but because last night he had a live with Candace Bly, because you know she has all the time in the world. And you know, anybody who asks her how she's doing, she's like, yeah, I'm doing good. I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, she's living her fucking life. She's living large over there. Anyhow, I was told by the guides not to go hard. It just makes me angry, and I'm only human, and they know that, but I was told a certain message, so I'm trying to be good. All right, but I do want to say this. Please go to Benny Keys. His name is Benny Blood Money Keys YouTube channel. And they did a live last night. And it's only about an hour and a half, or it's like an hour. Point being, it's all Benny talking, right? And they show up, they both have their stupid baseball caps on, right? No shade about a baseball cap. It's just that I get angry. I just get angry what he was doing. And he had tinfoil on his baseball cap, and so did she. So, trying to be like, kind of make fun of the psychics, I guess, that are on the case. Probably including me. Who cares? Like I give a crap what some drug addict says. Some person that stands up for a person that is abusive to kids and who has we know, there's so much news in YouTube land. Okay, so I'll deliver it. A lot of people tell me they like to listen to my little quick videos instead of spending 7 hours watching all those lives, because who's got the time for that? Not a lot of people. Anyhow, sorry about the sun. So, let me try to keep... Alright, so Benny Keys and Candace have the tinfoil on their head, right? And my phone is going dead, so hopefully it's still... you can still hear me. And so they have the tinfoil on their head, and all of a sudden he pulls out his dowsing rods, right? So first he talks a little bit about the psychics and, how he doesn't believe them and all this, and that he has a friend. All of a sudden now he has a friend. I never heard of her. I don't know if she has a YouTube channel or not, but supposedly she gave him these dowsing rods. And he's trying to tell Candace, what do you think about these? And she freaking doesn't have, she's clearly high or drunk or both. All right? And so is he. And both of them are saying that they haven't, they don't drink and they don't do drugs. Okay, you watch her, and there's very rare moments that she's never drunk or high. Anyhow, she doesn't know how to talk. So I'm not going to make fun of her for being a slow processor, because I've taught a lot of kids that have that. But she just really literally had nothing to say unless he asked her a direct question. Then then he starts doing the dowsing rods. Then he apologizes to psychics, and which I don't accept his apology. Sorry. Because I don't think he's truthful. I think in a way he's trying to do another swindle. And he's definitely not on Candace's side. He's definitely trying to get her to talk about Summer without seeming like he's going to talk about Summer. Okay? I don't know if you guys noticed that, but I read people's auras all the time. I read people's energies. And in the past couple of weeks and months, after Don went to jail, at first they seemed a little close. Like he's going to come out there, he's coming to Tennessee from Dallas, Texas, and he's going to help her with the house and whatever, right? So all of a sudden, when things started to come out, he didn't go there, but he says he's going to go there. And also, he would make believe when she was I think totally high on one of the phone calls, he would make believe that he couldn't hear her and that he lost her, that she went off the panel. She didn't go off the panel, because she looks at him like she's an in-love 13-year-old teenager. And Benny just loves himself. Benny don't love anybody. He doesn't love his kids. He's not with his wife. He didn't try to get back with his wife. Benny's in love with Benny. Okay? He's a friggin' shyster. Anyway, they're all a bunch of creeps. But my point is, I want you guys to go watch it. Because when he starts talking just to the psychic, or the lady that sent him the dowsing rods, I think she's an astrologer, she gets really sad. And I could feel the drop down in her emotions. But prior to that, when it was just Benny and Candace, she was like a little schoolgirl. She's smiling, doesn't have a worry in the world. He's like, how you doing? And he doesn't call her beautiful anymore. He doesn't he used to be like, how you doing, beautiful? He doesn't do that anymore. Okay? It's getting to be far and few between, and he said to her, oh, I left you alone for a while. I didn't want to bother you. I left you alone. But she didn't want to be left alone. Okay? Because she's in love with him. But he backed away from it, because what he's really trying to do is find out, let her confess to whatever she knows. Okay? And he was probably doing that to Don too. So anyhow, she's just sitting there, supposedly straight as an arrow, but meanwhile, smoking cigarette after cigarette, and then she feels totally ignored. And how do I know this? I'm just feeling that intuitively. She feels ignored by him. But she can't even hang up, because then she would be hanging up and she doesn't have anybody in the house, and she is in love with him. Okay? This is all according to me, what I get as a intuitive reader, as a psychic, your favorite person, Betty. Okay? And that's what I get. Okay? So I'm just saying what I get. You walk around the block one more time. Little health, get a little health going on here. So her mood drops, right? And he's getting like more like, I wouldn't say manic, I would say just irritated. You can tell he's irritated, because if he doesn't talk and ask questions, she doesn't know how to start a conversation. She doesn't ask him any questions. It's all him. Even looking at the chat. That's why she can't really do lives, because she sits there, how's everybody doing? Let me see the chat. Okay, you can make fun of me if you want. It's sad, but in a way, I don't feel bad for her. She's had many opportunities to turn herself around. People have handed her, including Dr. Phil, opportunities for rehab, extreme rehab, free teeth, dentistry, all kinds of classes. She says no to everything. Okay, maybe she went to a couple of classes that she has to go to have maybe one little inkling of hope to get the boys back, but I don't think those boys are coming back. I don't care what kind of rugs you put in their room. What room? I don't care what kind of rug you're going to put in the room. And she even admitted the other day in one of the other lives that she was doing, I'll never drink or do anything wrong again if I get my boys back. And Summer. Okay. Why didn't she act that way as soon as Summer was missing? Okay. So then some people say, well, you don't know how you would act until you lost a child. Okay, that's true. I mean, I drink, all right? But when I had little kids, you have to be careful with drinking. You can't just drink all day long and take care of little kids, and be there for them. You have to get breakfast, lunch, and dinner ready, and 2 snacks. And you have to make sure things are going okay in their world, and you have to help them with their homework. I don't see her doing any of that. Okay, so what I want to get at before I close off is that she got her mood changed, and you could see it. And he's running out of energy, because he's, how he laughs, and he's coughing and laughing and having to like field all the questions. Then finally he says, oh, anybody who asks a question about Summer, we're not answering questions about Summer. It's not about Summer tonight. It's not fucking about Summer tonight? Are you serious? So he goes, this is about me and Candace, 2 friends, 2 buddies hanging out, having a good time. And then she's like, damn straight, whatever she said. Who knows I don't even think she knows what she says. But she can't carry on a conversation. But she's just lovey-dovey eyes looking at him. And when he was talking to the woman, and time was going on, and she was out of the conversation, because she can't say anything until he asks her a question. And even when he asks her a question, she doesn't really answer it correctly or fully. But she doesn't know how to say, hey, Benny, let me ask you this, or this is my opinion on psychics, or whatever. She didn't say one word. So when Benny's just ignoring her, talking to the lady, and the lady was ignoring her too, the only thing she said was, hi, Candace, how are you? And that was it. She goes, she's holding a puppy. All of a sudden she has a puppy, right? Black and white puppy. Didn't those puppies not stay in the house? Weren't they not allowed in the house? Any of the dogs? So she doesn't have anybody there. I think her mother left when, I don't know what the mother does. the mother probably was in the trailer, if she was even in town. Mother's always leaving, you notice? She's another one, another winner. Anyway, she's holding this puppy and thinking Benny will say something about the puppy. He doesn't, right? And then finally, there was nothing else to say, so finally he had to say, oh, do you have a lap dog there? So she goes, oh yeah, this is Dallas. Okay, guess why she named him Dallas? Because it was as if she should have just named him Benny, because she's trying to have a piece of Benny, because he's from Dallas. All right, so it was just really weird. It was sad. It was sick. And it was like, we're not talking about summer. Then all of a sudden, when the lady hangs up, the astrologer lady, he does the dowsing rods a couple of times, but just like silly questions. And her face, Candace's face, is like scared. Because you know that she probably sees us doing millions of readings with the dowsing rods and whatnot. So her face looks like it loses all of the blood. And he just keeps it up, keeps it up. She doesn't really smile or laugh or anything during that time. Then finally, he was like, okay, do you have anything else to say, Candace? And then she was like, oh, well, and she can't make a sentence. And she's just petting the dog. So then he goes, oh, and he sees a couple of questions about summer. And then he starts asking her. So if that night was supposed to be just two friends hanging out and nothing to do with summer, then why was he asking questions at the end of the show? You know, oh, did Summer paint your nails? Oh, one question is really important. Did Summer ever paint your nails? Did you paint Summer's nails? And then, you know, that took about 20 minutes to answer. But, you know, I'm not going to make fun of that because that's a processing problem, and that's a problem when you're on drugs and drinking. You can't, you know, say the answers coherently and fast enough, but anyway, that's not an important question. Anyway, usually she doesn't have much to say about Summer anyway. So he was trying to take that pressure off of her, only to, at the end of the show, throw it in there. Just to keep her on, because he knew that she wanted to be on that show, because then she could be with him. Okay, it's sick, it's really creepy, but she did say one thing. He goes, do you have anything else to say? Anything else going on? And she goes, yeah, I talked to Don. So when she said that, he goes, oh, what did dumbass have to say? And he waited for her reaction, and it was sort of a half smile, half not smile. And I forget what she said he said, but now it seems like now she's gonna still be with Don. Or maybe she's acting like that because it doesn't seem like Benny wants to come out there. Okay, let me just get in my car for a second. Woo! That felt good. I don't know what time it is. 23 minutes? Okay, I wasn't walking that long. Well, I was walking. Was I walking before I got on the phone? No. Doesn't matter. At least I did 23 minutes. Okay. And 75 videos. Okay, so my point being, please go over to Benny Keys and see what he says. See, you'll see him. It's his live last night. And he has the dowsing rods and this, the stuff, tinfoil on his hat. Okay. Oh, he brought up Robin. Now, Robin lost her mother from breast cancer, right? And, you know, that's very sad. And my condolences. I wish my condolences to Robin and her family. But Robin just lost her father a couple of months ago. When was it? I'm trying to think what month it was. Was it August? Was it September? Or was it this year? Was it January? Okay. She just lost the father. Okay. And I don't even think he was sick. The mother had breast cancer. I know that. Because when I used to do my research on Facebook for Robin a few months back. Anyhow, my condolences. But when Benny brought up Robin, he always brings up Robin. How is that pretty lady doing? Right? Oh, so this was another thing. Let me plug you in because it's going to probably go bad. And when he says anything about Robin, he always mentions that she's so pretty. And I think that's a big thing with Candace because she probably never felt pretty, which is sad. I mean, if you saw her little sister, Rose, looked very pretty. And of course, everybody knows what Candace looks like. I mean, what Summer looks like. And everybody knows what the 3 boys are very cute. And they've been, there's plenty of pictures that she puts out of them all the time. Okay, yeah. Way to go on trying to keep the identity of your 3 sons that you had taken away. It's not too bright. But anyhow, I think that I could feel, because I told you, I read people's auras, I read their energy. I could feel almost like a stab in her heart when he mentions Robin and how pretty she is. How is that pretty lady doing? So then she's like, she's all right. She's all right. She doesn't mention about the mother dying. So then he says, oh, really? She is? Because, I know that, she had the big loss in her family. And so we're friends and she was there for you, Candace. So, you have to be there for her, right? And so he was doing a real, if Candace had a clue to what was going on, what he's doing is he's stabbing her in the back because he's setting her up. Because he's her friend, then he pulls it back, then he's her friend, then he likes her, he's coming to town to help her in her house, he's calling her husband who's in jail, dumbass, alright? So he's trying to, get her on his side and to like him, and then he's pulling back and then giving her zingers. Oh yeah, because you really should be there for her. And then Candace stood up for herself a little bit and said, well, yeah, I talk to her all the time. I talk to her and, she knows I'm there for her. I'm not going to bother her. She knows I'm there for her. She could talk to me anytime she wants. That, to me, that didn't sound like, she sounded like she was going away from Robin. And I'll tell you why. Because Robin came there, probably brought food, probably brought, did all those church things for her. And now she's on a different level. I mean, I'm sure Robin had to take care of her mother when she was dying. And she has a little daughter of her own. So you saw the distance happening, right? And then Benny even asked her, how was your Sabbath? Meaning, how was church? And I don't think Candace goes to church anymore. There's been people that are out there looking. And you know what? I don't go to church, so I'm not going to judge on that. But it's just, I don't know, it's just weird how there's all these people that were her friend and Don's friend. And now, since he went to jail, they don't seem to be connected anymore. Okay? That's probably a safe thing to do. Anyway, I just would hope you guys will go and watch it. Just to check it out and see if you see what I noticed. Who knows? Maybe he'll take it down, or maybe he'll just leave it up, for more attention. But it was really pathetic, and she's always on. If she doesn't go on the internet by herself, she has this friend. Weirdly, this new girlfriend, I don't know what the girlfriend's name is, but she's weirdly asking her questions in the background and helping her answer questions about Summer. It's so strange. It's so friggin' strange. Anyway, wouldn't you, Michael Vaughn's mother, she doesn't need anybody to ask her questions. She would tell you anything that you need to know to find her boy. And she would tell you a million things about Michael Vaughn. A million things, and he's the same age. So she had him in her life for 5 years, just like Summer was in Candace's life for 5 years, and Don's life. I almost forgot to tell you guys. Okay, let me just pull in, because now I'm excited because I forgot to tell you. Okay, you guys have to watch. Where was it on? Where was it on? Jonathan something Justice. Justice might be the first word, but the guy's name is Jonathan. He was very good friends. I don't know how much good friends he is now with Molly Golightly, but he has his own channel now. He interviewed Jose. Friggin' Jose. Okay? Jose, if you don't have the time, I think he was on for 2 hours. But you can go catch it. There's a lot of information he gave out. He said definitely for sure that Hunter, that Candace had an inappropriate relationship with Hunter, and it wasn't just one time. Although Candace said it was just one time, he believes that it was a full-on relationship. The kid was 14, going on 15 when he met Candace. Okay? That he said that's why Allie was so angry with her, because when she found out that was a betrayal, you took her son, she let her son be around you, and you friggin', and Jose says Candace should be in jail. Why isn't she in jail for doing this to a minor? Okay? So Jonathan really, he doesn't have the answers. He was just asking all the questions. So that's an interview. Probably should go to yourself, because I'm a little tired now and this is going to end. But he says everything. He says everything about what went on, terrible things with Don with the showers. He knew that, or he saw it with the showers with Summer. Just disgusting things, and roaches all in the dog food. Just terrible, terrible things. It's too upsetting. I can't do it. So you go to his name is Justice, Jonathan for Justice, or Justice something, and you'll see it. It'll pop up, or just put in Jose, Candace's friend Jose, and it'll come up. And he is very, very negative on what went on in that house, what goes on in that house. He changed his life. He turned his life around, and he did speak to the TBI. So I don't understand why Clink Clink didn't happen. This is crazy what's going on, but maybe they're trying to find a location. Okay, anyway, Clink Clink is coming, and prayers up for my good friend Zen Jen's son, Nick, who's struggling with his health. And please just pray. He's a young guy. I think he's only 25, 26. Please have prayers up for Nick. He's going to be in my prayers tonight. And prayers up for Alicia.